I'm Emily.
And I'm Ethan.
We're traveling across America in search of its most captivating communities.
All the while, we're working from the road and taking the adventures as they come.
This is
Remote!
So last night, Friday night, after I got off work, we drove from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins and went out with one of my friends from way back when and her friends. And we got up today and drove all the way to Lava Hot Springs. We drove all the way to Lava Hot Springs, Idaho, which is gorgeous now that we're here.
Immediately obvious where Wyoming ended and Idaho began. At the exact moment of crossing the state line, the surroundings changed from dull, dry brown to a lush green. As we approached Lava Hot Springs, the land grew more mountainous and scenic. We rounded a bend, and there it was, a tiny town nestled in the hills, surrounded by bustling campgrounds. Our campground was quite the lively place, full of laughing children chasing each other around, with a playground, a pool, colorful retro trailers set up as glamping spots. And then, as we unloaded our stuff, the camp hostess pulled up on a golf cart and invited us to that evening's fire dancing show. This campsite was legit. A trail ran from our campsite above the other campsites and all the way over to the hot springs and the downtown area.
We can look down on the town from this trail, hear the live music going on.
We watched the sunset from the trail and then headed down to the famous hot springs themselves. The natural hot mineral water emerges from the ground at about 113 degrees Fahrenheit. It was historically used by the Bannock and Shoshone Native Americans. The town was established in the early 1900s around the springs, after which the railroads began to bring in an increase in visitors. Today, it's a popular family roadside destination. Shoshone Falls is a 212-foot behemoth that's dubbed the Niagara of the West. It's framed by towering rocky canyon walls, a breathtaking view, regardless of what time of year you go. Next, we visited Centennial Waterfront Park, which has its own waterfall, Perrine Coulee Falls. Right in the middle of this city. It's pretty amazing that this is these folks' city park.
It was way too hot to hike or do anything else today, and so we figured out a place to get a kayak.
Just keeping my beers cold. Let nature do the work.
Those kids. Get them. Look at her job. I want that job.
That's funny.
He drowned already. You took too long running in slow motion. He drowned.
Working real hard out there.
Once we'd cooled off in the water, we found ourselves ready to take a short hike to a waterfall along the side of the cliff.
All this rhubarb on this trail. It almost looks tropical. Makes me just want to bake a cheesecake.
We continued westward, and the next city we hit was Boise, which was actually cooler than we expected.
Well, welcome to Boise.
This is the VIP of Idaho. This is where the multi-million-dollar potato barons made their fortune. That was my father. I don't talk to him anymore because I'm striking out on my own to make an art gallery in the back of a shitty, sketchy crack motel. It's gonna be called Potato. Boise.
Boise is a known spot for foodies, and we were not disappointed with the food, starting with vegan duck.
What'd you order?
The genie in a bottle, clearly. Grab it and make a wish. I wish for delicious food.
Ooh,
Delicious.
so pretty. Welcome to Oregon. Is it what you expected?
I don't know if I'm still in Idaho or not.
This is the border area, which we call Oraho.
Ho again.
We're about an hour in to our drive through Oregon, and we have yet to see a tree. What was your profound statement before?
Life is like a stoplight in the desert. Doesn't make any sense.
One thing that surprised us about Oregon is that all the gas stations have attendants. And it turns out that in most of the state, you actually are not allowed to pump your own gas, which is very interesting. And we didn't realize that. And so the first gas station we went to in Oregon, I just thought like, wow, these are the most friendly employees I've ever met in my life, and they're so helpful. And I gave them 5 stars on Google. And then we called my mom and she was like, oh no, it's like an Oregon law, like they have to help you. And she told us, make sure you tip them. So then every time we stopped to get gas, I was tipping people. And then I talked to some Oregonians and they were like, what? We don't tip gas station attendants. That's totally not a thing. So I guess, oh well, I gave a few extra people a few extra bucks.
The drive through eastern Oregon was utter nothingness. If you're tired of looking at this picture, imagine driving through that same landscape for 6 straight hours. Our GPS even got bored. It wouldn't even give us road numbers anymore.
I thought the drive through Wyoming was bad. Eastern Oregon was much worse. It was like totally deserted. I mean, if we had gotten a flat tire, we just would have been screwed. There was no civilization for basically 6 straight hours.
At long last, we began to see trees again, and then arrived at the Upper Klamath Lake near the town of Chiloquin, Oregon. It's a beautiful lake in any circumstance, but was especially refreshing after that long ride.
Does it snow? No. It's cotton. Everywhere.